Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you guys are here. I want to take a quick second and thank all the channel members. Thank you, and thank any of you who've come in to check out my knife and EDC content. I really appreciate it. If you like the content and you really want to help the channel out, if you'll hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon, I would really appreciate it. So today I was going to go through my top 10 what I'd call imported fixed blade EDC knives, right? Not USA made, I guess is the easiest way to put that. So we'll call these imported EDC fixed blade knives. So a knife like this Mercury by Viper Knives, this little Cali, would be what I'm talking about. A knife that's an EDC knife, has a nice way to conceal carry it, and it's just something that could either enhance or replace your EDC. I'm going to try to keep this to 10. So the Cali is a great knife, as all of these are, but we will start with number 10 being this knife right here. This is the Vosteed Mink. I've done a review on this knife. I have carried this knife. I have enjoyed immensely this knife. I've got it currently on a deep concealment carry clip for my back pocket. It came with a nice mini, what is it called? Actually, it's right here. It came with this little attachment on the back of the sheath, this little mole, I guess you'd call it. This little mini that you can clip to your belt, either mount it horizontally or vertically. However, I like a smaller footprint. I usually don't carry my EDC knife on my belt. I carry it just in my pocket. But this little guy's Nitro V. It's screaming wicked sharp. It's got a long enough blade to get things done. Like I said, therapeutic cutter. It's cut cardboard. It's gone through all kinds of material since I've been using it. And it's still just as sharp as it can be. So the Vosteed Mink is also value entry, I guess you'd say. It's got nice micarta handles. They're checkers, so you've got some good grip there. It comes with the sheath and the little mole type clip. I want to say they're 65 bucks, 64 bucks, and the retention's awesome. And it's definitely one of my top 10 knives that are not born here, so to speak, in the USA. Which brings us to number 9. And number 9, like a couple of these knives, were so fun, I bought them twice. So this is the Midgard Messer Ratuk, or Ratuk. I forget exactly how it's pronounced, but it's spelled correctly. And this is a little chunk of a knife, almost a 1/4 inch thick, S30V. This is a numbered of 100 series. This is numbered 43. Again, S30V drop point. I really liked this little knife when it came in. This was the first one I got, and I found it to be just cool, right? I mean, it's not necessarily practical, but it is cool. It's got this little weird sheath, which works, retains the knife very well, but it does force you to wear it in your belt if you don't stick it in your back pocket. Well, they also made it in a Tonto, which after I'd had the drop point for a while, I picked up the compound ground Tonto, which you can use the front as a chisel if you want, and the back's very sharp. Also S30V, also a numbered series. This is number 41 of 100, where the other one was number 43. But when you look at them, the grips are the same, the sheaths are the same. They're super cool knives. If I could do anything different, and it does have a lanyard loop here, nice G10 handles that fill your hand. But I do wish that it had some holes or some other ways to mount where you weren't forced to use your belt, right? It's one I've thought about getting a sheath made for, but right now when I carry it, I just carry them on my belt. So moving on, we come to another knife. I think this is number 7. That was so cool I bought twice, and this is the Viper Little 1 and Little 2. This case I bought the Little 2 first, which is this little knife, which is an LMAX EDC knife, ships with a branded Ulti clip. ships with this Kydex sheath. Screaming sharp Elmax sheep's foot blade. This is a Jesper Voxnez design, which means it's going to fit your hand great, and it's a great cutter. I liked it so much that I went back and picked up the matching drop point because I love that belly. I think it just looks wicked. Again, it's a Voxnez design. You've got actually 2 pressure points here to keep your finger, and it's just a fantastic knife. So the little 1 and little 2 are going to come in at number 7, which, if I'm not mistaken, that brings us to number 6, which is another onesie twosie. The onesie started with the MKM Micra 1, and then I picked up a matching MKM Micra 2. Both of these knives have been used to craziness. They are still screaming sharp. They've wedged stuff, they've cut stuff, they've been used on construction sites, they've been used around the house, they've been used like they probably shouldn't be used, but they're just wicked sharp little chunks of M390 Jesper Voxnez designed. Couple of different retention ways that you can carry it. You've got this little magnetic sheath. It's a great pocket dropper. And you've got these Kydex carrying little Kydex sheaths with either an ulti-clip, or I use their leather straps that they include with it. And I carry this right at my appendix. Takes up literally no space. It's super, super balanced and just great little knives. So the Micra 1 and the Micra 2 are going to come in at number 6, which I believe brings us to number 6 or number 5. We'll call this number 6 because I think we've got 5 left. This is a Riot made. It's called, the brand is Superlative. It is a little chunk of M390 with this carbon fiber, this Mars Valley carbon fiber. That's a Superlative stamp, M390 stamp, manufactured by Riot. Small little get it done knife. Comes with a fantastic little pocket dropper sheath where this guy you can just drop in your front pocket, drop in your back pocket when you're ready to deploy it. You've got this nice little knife that you can use to break down materials, to break down cardboard, to open packages. It's just a great little EDC knife. Really thick up here on the spine, so it's very comfortable in the hand. And just a winner, guys. This is the Superlative Hella, and it's going to come in at number 6, which brings us to number 5. Number 5 is a newer knife in my collection, and this is the Griffin Company Scout Medic. I missed out on this knife when they had their first drop. This is the knife that's OEM by Bestech. It's S35VN. This one came with titanium scales, and I bought the carbon fiber scales to match my Griffin 2.5 Scout. But this is the Scout Medic, so this is the little guy. This guy is a little EDC knife that is not only a poker, but it's also a package duct tape type destroyer. It's like a little street scalpel. Whoops, that's me hitting the choil. Little street scalpel, super pokey, super stabby, very well done. I love the Griffin Bestech retention, the way that they do their sheaths, because when you put your thumb on that deployment slot, it literally just flies it out. I caught it under my thumb, but it'll jettison it. And this is number 5, and this is the Griffin Company Scout Medic. So moving on, we come to number 4. Another fantastic ultralight street scalpel from Lithuania. And this is the Baltic Blades Angus Gen 2. It's a little chunk of N690 with a just wicked, wicked sharp edge. The Angus, if I'm not mistaken, is the only venomous snake in Lithuania, and this knife was actually named after it and a blade designed after its fang. And this is one of those knives, guys, that is a therapeutic cutter, even though it's just a tiny little street scalpel. So it definitely comes in at my number 4 spot. This has spent a lot more time in the pocket than my Angus Gen 1 did. I kept my Gen 1 on little straps, one little strap, and I would wear it on, carry it on my appendix. This one I carry in my back pocket. It totally has no noise in that sheath. It's got great retention, locks up on those jimps. It's not going anywhere. Again, I mounted an ulti-clip on it. I think it came with the ulti-clip. I put it in my back pocket and it's ready when I need it. So this is the Baltic Blades Aegis Gen 2. It is just a banger, coming in at number 4. Which brings us to number 3. Number 3 is another Griffin company, the Scout 2.5. This is the first Griffin company knife that I picked up. I didn't get it on a drop. I got it at NAF sale. I got it after seeing Nick Stasa 23's review, and I will tell you, this little chunk of S35VN, OEM by Bestech, is a fantastic package. So much so I was very tempted to get the folder that came out. I just figured that might be a little excessive. I'm trying to control the knives I buy. But this little guy is a tall, little flat ground knife that is super slicey, super pokey, super refined in terms of the way it feels in hand. Again, S35VN, and just an absolute winner. Sheath has perfect retention, absolutely no noise, and again, you hit the little finger release or your thumb release and it just jettisons out. So number 3, we've got the Aegis the Griffin Co. Scout 2.5, which brings us to number 2. Number 2 is another knife that was OEM'd by Bestech, made by my buddy Joseph Vero. This is the Vero Axon fixed blade. So I have a Vero Axon folder, and this is exactly the same size as that. So this would normally be a little larger than what I carry when it comes to an EDC fixed blade. I fell in love with this knife when I saw it at Blade Show. Joseph sent me one to check out, and instead of sending it back to him, I bought it. This is number 225. It's natural micarta, M390, screaming sharp. He's going to have some more leather sheaths in stock after the first of the year. I've already spoken up for one because they make that as an option, a leather pocket dropper. But this is also a knife that I drop in my back pocket or in my right pocket. This will be my primary carry, guys. If I carry this knife as my fixie and I'm not going into an office type setting, I don't need a folding knife when I've got this. This is a 3.5-inch blade. So this is my number 2. It is a banger. It's thinner than my folding Axon. I think it's super elegant, kind of understated elegant, and it is going to be number 2. There could only be one, right? Guys, this little knife is dang near perfection. I don't know if you saw the unboxing or the review where I took the scale off and flipped this around so that the lanyard loop would now be facing the inside. So if you want a lanyard loop, you can just simply take that scale off and flip this around and you've got a loop. This is a collaboration between Boker Knives and Daily Carry, and it is the Boker Daily Carry AK1. This is, I think Eric Jensen was the third designer. So Eric Jensen, Daily Carry, and Boker are the 3 makers mark on this knife. And it is a little EDC fixed blade dream. It is RWL 34. It is a therapeutic slicer. It has a fantastic retention method, the sheath that it comes with. It comes with a nice leather sheath, Boker sheath, that has a stitched in standard ulti-clip, an OG ulti-clip as I call it. But what it does is it allows that knife to really be in there. You can put this in your front pocket, in your left pocket, inside your waistband if that's what you kind of are into. But I love this knife. This is available in different handle materials. I picked out the carbon fiber because this is a Black Friday deal. And it is my number 1 imported EDC fixed blade. Again, the difference here, or my distinction, is these just aren't made in the great old USA, guys. There's still some fantastic knives that when I go through my collection, there's not a good way to break them all up. and figure out what's what. But this is one way to do it. You know, if I put them off in mine-sized chunks, I mean that with all due respect, but mine-sized chunks, mine being the mind that has to be able to absorb it so I know what's going on. And then I'll try to bring you content, and it'll always be stuff from my collection. And I hope you find it interesting, informative, somehow entertaining, right? Guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching my top 10 imported fixed blades. I would ask you to please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.